Welcome to the Mighty Baker Podcast. I am Pete Tidwell, your host. I am a custom cake artist, bakery business coach, certified life coach, and the CEO at my bakery business, The Mighty Baker. You might have seen me winning Food Network's Cake Wars, competing on Halloween Baking Championship, or have tasted one of my delicious custom cakes or desserts. Either way, I am so happy that you're here today. I'm obsessed with the art of baking and caking, but I'm even more passionate about helping others live a happy life. Join me here every Wednesday as I share highlights and learnings from my ongoing journey as a bakery business owner. I will also be sharing positive mindset tips and business and life tips along the way, as well as inviting some of my baker friends that I have met over the years on TV baking competition shows. It's going to be a blast, and we are going to have so much fun because here in the world of the Mighty Baker, cake is life. So come on, and let's jump right in the mixing bowl and see what is being mixed up and discussed in this week's episode of the Mighty Baker Podcast. Let's go. Hey, what's up, you guys? Pete Tidwell here with episode 36. So this episode is coming to you a day late because I had a bit of an accident emergency yesterday that I had to deal with. So I was not able to post it on Wednesday, but I'm posting it today, and I'm excited to be here with you today. This one's probably going to be pretty short because what happened is I fell down my stairs yesterday morning. My cat was in the way on the stairs, and I tried stepping around him and ended up slipping and falling and have a back sprain. So I am at home taking it easy, resting, trying to recoup and get a little bit better and try to feel better and get back to work. So anyway, but with that said, with my podcast, it's been something that I've done straight every week for the last 36 weeks, and I'm really excited about it. I really like my podcast, and I want to provide some good value to people out there, especially bakers, in this current state that we're in from like an economic situation. So today's episode that I really wanted to cover was tips to surviving through these inflationary times as a baker. You know, I see every day, multiple times on social media, on all different platforms. I keep seeing people post about the crazy ingredient prices and how that's affecting them. And even some jokes of like, oh, it's horrible to be a baker right now because of how expensive things are. And yeah, I agree. It's not a fun thing to go to the store and have a dozen eggs be $6 instead of, $2 or $1, pre-2020. And we've had so many increases like that. That's one of the reasons that I closed down my last shop that I had, because increased costs, supply chain issues, it was just a recipe for disaster. And I know a lot of people who have closed down their businesses, whether from home or whether from a location base. And those are all mostly sole owners of a business, ones that don't have investments or investors, those kind of things, right? And don't have like that capital investment to help them through struggling times. So if you're a home baker or you have one location and you're just a solo owner and you're wondering what in the heck to do to deal with this current state, we're going to talk through a couple things that could help you. I'm also working on some other courses that I'll be launching in the coming weeks that are going to be more around real business courses, like actual business courses focused on bakery, but you can apply those to any small business. But just some good basic business education that can help a lot of you artists out there. Because if you're anything like me, I have a special, circumstance because I have a background in marketing and advertising, but I went into baking because I'm an artist and I love doing it, and I wanted to bring my art to the world and to my community. And making it as a business in this business is not the easiest thing to do. Pricing's a big one. One of my courses that I'm coming out with is an all-inclusive pricing course that's going to just blow your socks off. It's going to be amazing. It's going to have a lot of value in there, and I'm really excited about it. Hopefully I'll have it out in a few weeks. So very excited about that. So first off, what is the easiest way to tackle the inflation of your ingredients and not close your bakery or lose out on profits? What is the easiest way to do that? Raise your prices that you're charging your customers. But we're going to take that a step further, because you could just raise your prices. But if you haven't done a full pricing audit and really understand what the finances of your business look like, how much you're making on each cake, what's the profit margin, what are the cost of ingredients, what do you pay yourself, all those kind of things it's a good time to look at that right now if you haven't looked at that in a while, because January is typically a slow month in the bakery industry. Whether you're at home or in a storefront bakery, it is typically a slower month, has been for the last 10 years of my career, and it's a very common theme. So if you have business coming in January, good job. But it's usually typically a slower month. So it's a good month to do a full pricing audit and look and see what you have going on. How much do you pay yourself per hour as the CEO and business owner of your business, of the cake artist, the person that wears all the hats in your business? How much do you pay yourself? And then also, like, things are gonna need to be adjusted a little bit. And you may feel bad about charging more, but right now, as you can see with all the ingredient increase in prices, you go anywhere right now, everybody's raising their prices right now, and everybody's charging more. And oftentimes if you charge more, you're like, oh no, that's going to be a big burden on my customers. They're not going to buy anymore, XYZ, whatever you want to say. But even the consumers know that that people are charging more money. So, and it's not necessarily to take advantage of customers and be able to just say, all right, well, we're just going to charge more and we'll just pass that on. I mean, you do need to pass those costs on, but before you raise your prices, make sure that you're constantly looking at the prices and even adjusting your cost. So this is what we're going to go into right now. Before you raise your prices, make sure that you audit your current business operations. And if you need help with that, reach out to somebody that knows what that's supposed to look like. Reach out to me, reach out to another business owner. Go sit down with them and have them look over what your pricing looks like and any recommendations they may have. I mean, get a free 30-minute coaching call with me, bring all your pricing information, and we can hash it out pretty quick on a call to show you just very top line of some tips that I would give you. Of course, more longer term coaching would probably be better to help kind of get over some of those things, because there's going to be a lot of drama that comes up as you do it. But from a value standpoint, I'm here to share a couple things that I believe that you can do before you raise your prices. So just before you just raise your prices and you just go for it, go through these things, and this will help you to stay on top of this. So number one, know your costs. Know all your costs. How much does your ingredients cost? What's the price per ounce? What's the price per recipe? What's the price per item? Make sure you know your costs. What are your expenses? If you have a storefront bakery, you have a big list of expenses that you have. Utilities, rent, all those kind of things. And even as a home baker, you have a lot of those kind of things too, a ton of them. So make sure you know your costs. And then the next one is bulk or low cost ingredients. So make sure you pay attention to the price per ounce when you go to any store. I mean, even if I would recommend not going to Walmart and grocery stores, because they're not going to sell the bulk ingredients at the best prices, but sometimes they have sales where the price per ounce is actually lower than some of the bulk ingredients you can get from like a cash and carry or another type of restaurant supply store to get ingredients in bulk. So pay attention to the price per ounce, because that's what you're going to price per ounce, price per gram. But obviously in stores, it's going to be price per ounce. And that's what I usually typically do because it's easier, because that's what is communicated on every website, every counter, all those kind of things as you're shopping. So bulk and low cost ingredients. Make sure you're getting your ingredients for the lowest expense that you can. Even your specialty ingredients, because there are specialty ingredients that are expensive. And just try to make sure you're getting the right price. I'm not saying go out and get the cheapest kind of chocolate chips or the cheapest kind of vanilla or whatever. Make sure you're buying the products that you want and that helps you deliver the quality of product that you want to your end consumer. But make sure you're getting it for the best price. If there's not any bulk pricing at a store or restaurant supply store, contact the place directly. See if you can get a deal with them. And it doesn't hurt to ask. It could be no, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Another strategy is offering smaller cakes or smaller desserts that are less expensive and more affordable to your customer. Because when you get down to it, some of your bigger items like your wedding cakes, your birthday cakes, those things, you're going to have to raise your prices. And from the standpoint of being able to offer something that will work in your market and for your customers, you don't want to outprice necessarily. You want to be able to serve your customers, but if they can't afford your cake that you're selling, that you have to sell at that price, or it's just a waste of time, then offer some smaller things that you're making some profits on and still make some customers happy. And maybe you find a secret gem in your business of something like, oh, if I do this smaller item, it only costs me this much. Maybe that's a good strategy to start working on. Anyway, things can be uncovered as you do audits like this, because you can look at things from a different perspective. Because from a business owner standpoint, like, you can't just keep doing the same thing every single day. You got to keep an eye and look at your business and know what's going on. It's like a heartbeat. You got to know the heartbeat of your business. And a lot of that comes down to your expenses, how much you're charging, all those kind of things. Okay, so we covered know your costs, all your costs, every cost of doing business. Bulk or low cost ingredients. Try to do that and try to get the lowest cost you can on your ingredients. Don't scrimp on ingredients or go to low quality ingredients if that's your standard to stay with high quality ingredients. Just make sure you're getting the best price for it. Reduce marketing costs or labor costs. If you have employees, like, see how you can help them be more efficient in the time that they have. And that comes down to systems and processes, and that's a whole other conversation when it comes to bakery and bakery operations. But see, are there marketing costs that you have right now that you're spending way too much on? There's some marketing services that are great, but if you're paying a couple $100 a month for it, or $100 a month, or even $50 a month for it, just look at it. Look and make sure you're getting the maximum value out of that, so that $50 is not wasted, right? And that's not an exhaustive list. I think I'm going to actually end there today, because I think those are some few very little items you can look at. And so once you look at those items, knowing your costs, you're trying to make sure you're getting the most bulk or low cost ingredients, offering maybe some smaller items for your customers, and then also reduce your marketing costs or labor costs. And like I said, this is not an exhaustive list at all. I just wanted to give a few tips today that could help. So with that said, if you need help to do any of this pricing audit, please reach out to me. You can get a free coaching call with me on my website, 30 minutes. You can ask me whatever questions. We can get a lot done in 30 minutes. Or also you can wait for my ultimate pricing course that I'm coming out with that is going to be epic, you guys. I'm so excited, and I'm going to put a little bit of a push for this in here, and just as a stay tuned, because there are a lot of pricing courses out there for cakes and bakeries. There are quite a few actually, but there's a few key points that a lot of them miss out on that is very important and very important to understand. So I plan on taking this opportunity to share a course that is going to kind of blow your mind. I know it's already blowing my mind as I walk through it because it is all inclusive. I wish that I had something like what I am creating for myself when I first started my bakery. That's what I'm creating. I'm creating the product that I wish existed back in 2014 when I was thinking about opening my first location. And even earlier than that, I wish I would have had it before I even started the Mighty Baker and just like from the very beginning, because it's all about like getting some of those things taken care of. And then there's some other things too I'm working on that will probably come out in a few months from now. And I am so stoked about them. And I'm not going to say anything about them now because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early. But, stay tuned for that pricing course that I'm coming out with. Stay positive as much as you can through this time as you have the inflationary costs coming up and you're wondering how you're supposed to run your business. And there's a lot of people out there, like I said, griping about it. There's a lot of complaining online. And, you can sit there and complain, go for it, right? And I complain too. I get really, really frustrated about it. But complaining has never got anybody that far. And I wanted to really record this today because instead of complaining, we need to take the opportunity and take that energy that we have that we're putting towards complaining and make adjustments. Make adjustments and make pivots in your business so that you don't have to financially struggle as a business. And you can actually grow during this time. I know it sounds impossible, but if you make some adjustments, it can help you through this tough time. Because I know if there's any bakers out there that have a store that are going through a tough time right now, you may be asking yourself the question, do I stay open or do I close my bakery? There's been a few bakeries that have gone out of business here in Utah and a couple friends of mine across the U.S. that have had to close their stores as well due to the things going on. And I don't want any of you to have to close your business. Let's figure this out. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Season 2 is going to be incredible, so please keep joining us. The Mighty Baker has a lot of exciting things going on. Head to themightybaker.com or follow us on social media at The Mighty Baker to stay updated on what we have coming down the pipeline. Are you or someone you know a bakery business owner? If so, you gotta check out my bakery business coaching. I am now taking on one-on-one clients and helping them create sweet success in their bakery business and their life. Head to bakerybusinesscoach.com to learn more about my coaching program and sign up for a free 30-minute coaching session. I want to coach you on any bakery business problem that is holding you back from growing and from enjoying your everyday life. Please join us next time on the Mighty Baker podcast. This is your host, Pete Tidwell, signing off and reminding you to make your day a mighty one.